Good morning, Mary. Yeah, I had the sound off, and we were working on the internet connection here. We're just now getting underway with our stream. But good morning, everyone. Welcome to our special edition Sunday morning sweeper from Easy Bowl, Blufton, Indiana. Doing something a little bit different this morning. Just bear with us while we kind of get some things ironed out here and get everything going.
What are we ironing?
Good morning, Todd. Ironing boards.
Oh.
So, we had a little small crowd this morning. Got a lot of other bowling action surrounding us.
And that's okay.
But it is. So we kind of made a little bit of a modification to our format this morning. And Todd, you were more involved with that, so I will let you share all that information.
I just said go bowl and try to throw as many strikes as you can, and good luck.
And that's what they're doing.
Yes. No. There's 12 of us here. Well,
there's more than
14 if you count me and you.
Right.
Dawn,
and, well,
15.
Natalie. And
Natalie's here.
Guys,
there's lots of people here.
Lots of people.
There's 12 of them bowling. We don't need the score sheets, do we?
No.
No. So what we decided to do and they decided to do is we gave them a couple options. If they just wanted to bowl 3 games and cut right to the step ladder. Or we opened up 4 pair lanes and they could bowl 4 games. And there's different winner every game. We're going to pay first and second place. We added $100 into the prize fund.
Let me in. Good morning, everybody.
That was Bethany. We couldn't see her, but we heard her voice.
Bethany, the friendly ghost?
Yes, Bethany, the friendly ghost.
That's me.
That is you.
So they're going to bowl a game on each pair that we have open, 15 through 22. And then they're just going to slide over, bowl another game, and the high bowler each game is going to win $100. And second place will win $45. And, just check it out. Everybody can bowl some of the 4 games on the string pins on the house shot here at Easy Bowl. It's a beautiful bowling center, by the way.
Very beautiful. Very nice. The back is very clean.
Yeah, we took a walk back there. It's pretty cool.
Got a sneak peek at the Cubica Edge string machines.
I got pictures for TikTok.
And I mean they're regular wooden pins, just with holes drilled in the top of them for strings.
Yep. Which is going to make them fall a little differently with the strings.
But they sound like regular freefall pins.
Yep.
And I've watched. You're watching Brendan Salo here on lane 19, and watching some of his strikes. It's wow, like that. There's a ring 10. I mean, So we've got 19 and 20. You can actually see all the pairs here on the main screen, but up in the picture-in-picture, we kind of zoomed in on 21 and 22, just on the pins themselves, so you can kind of watch the pin fall when Josh Halls isn't blocking the camera view.
For the moment.
You didn't bring breakfast this morning?
No, you did not.
No, you didn't.
That wasn't the plan. Bethany's giving me a hard time. She said I didn't bring breakfast this morning.
Wasn't
I
that
didn't
her
know.
job?
I thought she was going to bring breakfast.
Well, let me tell you.
You don't arrive on time.
So the route that we were brought, there
Yeah.
was not a lot of carry out.
Well, I just drove up into town and got some, how appropriately, Scooter's Coffee.
Nice.
And there's a lot of places up that way
There is.
into the city.
So we got Brendan Salo, 247. Evan Jens, 235. He strikes out.
Somebody had 253 on the first pair.
253.
From our roving reporter, Bethany Burton.
So everybody's going to move one pair to the right.
Yep.
Except if you're on the end, you're going to go to the left.
That could be confusing
It could be.
if you're me.
Well, they'll go 3 pairs to the left.
Yeah. Yes. Everybody's going to bowl one game on each pair. Make it fair.
That's another thing that's a little different is when you miss pins on your second shot, it is very loud in the pit.
Yeah. Everybody's done. I'm going to go print the scores for game 1. And we'll have winners. And you know what? I think when we're done, instead of getting a picture with one person like we generally do,
Everybody?
we're going to get a picture of everybody. And,
Well,
oh, beautiful.
thank you, Mary.
Hi, Theo.
If I remember right, your brother did the installation here, correct?
Oh, yeah, I think that's what I heard.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? The scores are moving like they're supposed to. All right. Well, we welcome new subscribers, and Mary, thank you for bringing him into the family here. So we're probably going to hop back and forth in and out. But we'll keep the cameras going the whole time. Hopefully everybody is having a wonderful Sunday morning so far. Gearing up for the NFL while you're watching some bowling. Good morning, Brian. Everybody's making the transition into game number 2 of 4 this morning. A little different format. Brandon striking on lane 18 there. And in front of us on lanes 19 and 20, we are going to have Kayla Crawford, Bethany Burton, and Jalen Mosley. Kayla is one of the employees here at Easy Bowl. Bethany running over the 10 pin there.
Good morning, Brian. Where is it not streaming at where it should?
And it's not going to your profile page, and it's not going to the BowlerHQ tournament group.
It says I'm live. Yeah, it's on my page.
It just reconnected to your page.
Yeah, we're on there. We have to take that and go through it all at some point in time and check and see the settings, I think. What do you think? Theo, hello, sir. So we got winners from the first two games. We are paying 2 spots. Brandon Keppel, first game with handicap 273. He did have 268 scratch, which is the high score either way.
Nice.
And Jeremy Green notched out 253 with his sticks, and he's going to win second place for game 1.
I believe they are locals.
Yep, they are locals.
Yep.
Daggone locals. All these tourists coming in trying to take their money.
No, no, no. Not gonna happen.
Theo, are we correct that you did the install here at Easy Bowl? Is that right? Theo's watching on YouTube, folks, so we can see his comments here on our stream. Kayla Crawford throws it quite nicely.
She throws it really well.
Yes, she does.
Hey, Pat and Chuck are here.
Yep.
I was going to go grab Natalie, see if she wants to join us to kind of talk about the center, and
I think that's a great idea.
it is.
You got
but
the other headset on?
I will, but she's talking to Pat, so she might be a minute.
Get the headset ready. She might appreciate it. Scott's going to hook up a third headset. We're going to see if we can get Natalie into chat for a little while and talk about Easy Bowl.
Bring Pat over. So, this is the first time I've met Natalie, and she's great. She's got great personality.
Yes.
So our monitor remote works their scoring monitors. So I went to turn the TV on, and I turned one of the scoring monitors off.
Whoops.
And it just so happened that the monitor had been having trouble, so they thought that something was going on, and I realized that I was turning it off. And she said, well, we'll excuse you this time.
That could be fun.
Yeah, it could be.
Yes, it does. Easy Bowl looks fantastic.
Shot by Josh. Oh, 7:30 over there on lane 20. See if Bethany can cover up the 2-8. I'm going to go grab Natalie.
Okay. A little earthquake there. Scott hit the table with a chair. What's everybody doing on this very fine Sunday morning? I know there's a couple tournaments in Cincinnati. There's one at Northwest with their sweeper getting ready to start here at noon. There's one up in Fort Wayne. I'm sure there's a group up there. There's a tournament up in Michigan today that a lot of folks went to. It was a nice morning for a ride.
We saw all of the back roads of eastern Indiana.
Lots of goats. Then you got Jalen in
Roosters.
front of us, too.
We got that guy.
Another goat.
You know, Nate Herschel would really appreciate this center. No deadwood.
No, that's right.
Although it might disappoint him, though, too.
I just tagged everyone on the BowlerHQ, so maybe Nate will get the. He'll pop in here and say something, and we'll be able to tease him a little bit.
Oh,
Single pin spares are not any different on string pins.
no,
You still have to hit them with the ball.
you do. That's another thing, too. That's, I mean, going to affect the rules of the game a little bit, perhaps. I mean, I'm sure the pins slide a little bit, but they're respawned in their original position after they slide.
Yeah.
I did not know they had a regional here.
October 4th through the 6th.
I might need that weekend off. Not bowling.
Just to come up and hang out.
Just come up watch.
Yep.
Because
We know how to get here now.
do they? I guess they don't bring the truck for PBA regionals, do they?
I don't know. They
I
might.
was gonna say it'd take up the whole front parking lot.
We are not going to be able to try out the string pins. As good as we're going to get, as close as we're going to get to the string pins are as close as we are right now.
Well, back of the machine earlier.
We did walk to the back of the machines, but they weren't running then.
No, they were not. And I was going to bring my bowling balls, but no room in the car.
No. I did you a favor.
Thanks.
Got a smaller car so we couldn't bring bowling balls.
Mr. Van Gundy, you are very welcome, sir. We had fun as always.
You guys are great to us up there. We are looking forward to October 12th for the Who's Got the Look Trio Baker in Columbus, Ohio on October 12th. I know Matt Malzahn going to have a team. Brian McAdams watching. Maybe Brian McAdams can make the trip that day. Brian, what do you think?
Sequoia Pro Bowl, Columbus, Ohio.
Evan Jens with the first half strikes. Crack one open. There it is.
Whatever you're drinking, crack one open, ladies and gentlemen.
Scooter's Coffee.
You know, I'm not sure what kind of ball gentleman's throwing right here. Is that Jeremy? Jeremy or Brandon there?
That's Brandon.
Brandon. But it seems that the puddle is very deep in the middle.
Yes. The date, Brian, is October the 12th.
Oh, wow. You just saw a solid 8 by Josh Halls up there in the corner.
Columbus, Ohio. Sequoia Pro Bowl. Who's Got the Look? Trio Baker.
You know, I know we've only been here for a game and a half, but I don't know. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, well, we have a little bit of an entanglement there on 21. So the machine will bring the sweep and the door back down, and it'll sit there and do whatever it needs to do to try to untangle the pins. And if it can't, it will stay in that position. And the mechanic,
Oh, boy. That's the second one of those I've seen on that lane.
second, 7th, 10, the mechanic will go back and detangle the strings. These are USB-C certified string machines.
Evan Jens, front 7. Might have to turn a camera over there a little bit. Huh.
You make it?
No, it got over there.
Did it?
Fell a little short.
Oop.
She has a solid game.
Very solid at the line. Oh, now we have a blackout on 21. The other cool thing about this setup, too, is you can do all your respots and stuff like that from the tablets down in the scoring area. Bethany, a little high, leaving the 4 pin.
Don't be surprised if she gets lined up here in one of these next 2 games, because that's the beauty of this is if you are having a bad game, you're not done. You can come back and win the next one and win you some coins. Couldn't agree more, Theo.
Covers up her spare.
No, I'm sure there's a major difference from these than the ones that are certified and ones that are not. Strings are longer on these, I think. I think that's got a lot to do with it. But
I think that's a setting in the new BLS also. I think it's in the BLS.
you can change the
Change
length.
the string length.
Mhm.
Yeah, it might be in Conqueror though too. We'll find out when our expert arrives.
Yes.
Speaking of that, joining us in the booth, the better Tackett, Natalie Tackett. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Appreciate you waking up early and letting us in the door and coming in to check out Easy Bowl and Blufton. It's a nice drive this morning for us.
Oh, good. Well, Trip had me up at 3, so I got up there first
Oh.
before I had to get up for this. So
Goodness. Well, we appreciate you. And the place looks great.
thank you.
Lots of upgrades and remodeling happened over the past year, plus the new pin setters.
Oh yeah, actually, in the last 2 months,
Oh, my goodness.
July 1 was kind of the official date of our takeover from EJ and Zach's parents.
Okay.
And so July 1 hit, and then we went to town. We got really busy and still had travel in between it all, but we had an army of friends and family that helped us pull it together before we opened in August.
That's what it takes, especially in a single owner mom and pop center, basically. You got to have everybody involved.
Oh, definitely.
And that's what it takes. One of your employees is here bowling in front of us, Kayla.
Mm-hmm.
She throws it really good. That's the first time I've watched her bowl.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She bowled at the Junior Team USA level. She bowled in college. She bowls on the tour. She didn't bowl as much this past season. She moved down to Indiana for Zach, and was trying to get her footing with a career here. Had a job change, and now she's looking to go back out in 2025 on the women's tour full time, I think.
Yeah, she could make it work. I guarantee it. She throws it very well.
Oh yeah, she's great, and she's kind of in the family business. We're just waiting on Zach to make some decisions here.
Come on, Zach.
Yeah, they when she first came around, Zach asked us what we thought, and I told him he's not allowed to screw it up for me. He's done pretty good so far.
So,
Okay.
So you're saying he's outkicked his coverage?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and so I'm hoping that she works for the American Cancer Society.
Oh.
She's been working in nonprofit, and that's kind of her interest, and she now has the opportunity, I think, to kind of juggle that and do something she's really passionate about, and then also bowl. So kind of live those two loves together and finding ways to incorporate them into one another. And so I'm looking forward to watching her compete next year, and I'm at least bowling the queen, so maybe I'll have a roommate.
There you go.
Well, I mean, with her, I mean, that's fair. As far as I'm concerned, when it goes out on tour, she's local to us. I mean, even though we're a couple hours south.
Sure.
So that just gives us somebody else to pay attention to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice shot there by Josh. He just made the 6-7-9.
Nice.
And he slid the 6 into the 7. And it took the 9 out on the way by.
Wow.
Yeah.
I missed it.
So the strings have been installed, and they've been bowling on them now for a couple of months, and the leagues are started and everything now?
Yeah, so we did the first 6 in January.
Okay.
And EJ and myself, and I would say Zach and Kayla too, we all exclusively practiced on those when they got installed. And so we've gotten really familiar with them. And when we installed those, we allowed all of our league bowlers to come in. If we would let them practice for free, if they wanted to try them out, form their own opinions before, they went in the rest of the way.
Not that was going to change your mind, but
Well, with the first 6 in already, not so much. I mean, it was kind of a tumbling effect. We had EJ and Zach's Papaw passed away last May, and he was our head mechanic. And it was a big hit for our family, and so we were already trying to undo some of the duct taping that was done in the back for
Sure.
years. And with older machines, you have replacement parts, they're used.
Sure.
They're expensive. They're expensive to fix on top of undoing everything. And being in a small town, you also have the salary of a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. And so we started looking into the strings at Bowl Expo, and we got to go and bowl on some in Michigan. And the more we saw it in action, the more we really were on board. A lot of people ask us, well, what do you think of the strings? Okay, well, we're not investing over $500,000
right.
if we don't like strings.
Right.
And so we were only a couple weeks into league with everybody getting acclimated, but, we've got new pins. Obviously the strings are new too. So you have you can string adjust, and we're trying to keep those upkept pretty well, so the experience is the same every time they come in. But
So that was one of the questions we were going to throw at you these are USBC certified, of course, right?
correct, yeah.
The difference between the certified and the not certified strings, just the length of the string?
The length of the string. Yep, they and I wish I could tell you exactly what the length is, but we when anytime from the system up front, we can actually dictate like what types of bowling are on USBC certified and what's on free play. So when people come in and open play for time, they're on the shorter strings.
So you can adjust that right from the front desk?
From the front desk, yeah. There's a lot of really cool things you can do from the front desk, and even from the scoring pads up front. You can respot your pins from up there. Obviously, like score corrections and stuff, all the basic stuff, but respotting the pins from the keypad, I think, is one of the coolest upgrades that came with the strings for the league bowler. And you don't have to personally have somebody run back and respot. You can program it from right here, and
cuts down on time.
It does, yeah.
Do you miss people hollering at you across the center? Hey, I need the 7 on 22.
Well, I think as we're still getting acclimated, because we're only 2 weeks into the league season, we're still getting a little bit of that. So there's not enough time for me to miss it yet. But
I wouldn't have a hard time forgetting that part of the bowlers when they're hollering from the other end of the bowling center.
Yeah, we still have a couple calls. Like, you've probably seen a few, like the detangles with the longer strings. I think they're a little bit more common because obviously you have more string that you're working with. But
Don't say it.
Say what?
Nothing. Just we're going to watch Evan Jens.
Yeah.
You can keep
Just
talking.
chatting away
No, go
over
ahead.
here.
No, go ahead. You're fine. No, you're fine. I just didn't want black cloud to my left here.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't know what you're talking about either.
hey, we actually, one of our league bowlers was just in here. He was our first bid at it last week, the first night of league. He had the front 11.
Nice.
So we're looking forward to seeing it.
And I think that's important for the league bowlers to be able to see it, and they know, hey, these pins are going to fall. Because I think that's the main reason a lot of people don't like strings. They haven't seen strings. Front 11.
Yeah, you've got I don't know what you want to call them, the carnival or the recreational machines that have been out there for a long time that, these USB-C certified machines, they've got a lot of bad publicity to overcome.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, we've only watched 2 games so far, and to me, hearing the pins go, it sounds like free fall. They've been falling like free fall.
yeah, and I think they're not gonna be exactly the same.
No.
Your hits, I think, are gonna even out. They may look a little different.
They do. I've noticed they look a little different, but well, here it goes.
Come on, get in there.
Evan Jens, 300.
300 at Easy Bowl
On
on
the
string
string
pins.
pin.
It is amazing.
Congratulations, Evan.
Good
Gets
stuff.
the late fall on the 10.
What took it so long? Did the rack hit it? No.
Here's the replay.
That sucker was going to go down no matter
Yeah.
what.
I think so.
We've got that on recording too.
You recorded
I
it? Yeah.
recorded that.
Beautiful.
yeah.
We're going to have to
Yeah.
share that on our page
We
since he's
will.
the very
We'll get
first.
it to you. Yep. That's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
There's a couple questions over here. Somebody asked if Ralph Morgan was here. He is not, Dave. And Ricky Bush said to yell 6 to EJ. Well, EJ's not here, but I will. I'll relay the message for you.
Yeah, the boys are in Portland. They're on TV tonight on FS1 at 5. So,
Yeah, when I was on the phone with EJ and we set this up, I forgot all about. Not that I forgot, because I've been up in Portland before. At that event, watching it, what a blast! I mean, I'm sure you've been there before.
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh, my
only
gosh.
moderately bitter that I'm not there.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Every year when it gets around time, it's like, oh man, I need to go up there again.
It is the one event that, like, if you're a bowling fan, you have to experience it one time.
Well, I went with Lee and BowlerHQ the
Yeah,
one year, and it
yeah.
was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I would go back in. I'm sure they're up there, aren't they? I'm
Yep,
sure Lee's up there.
Of course they are. Yeah. They wouldn't miss that.
Yeah. That was the first time I got to meet Lee, and I was already part of BowlerHQ, and I got to meet Lee up there, and just him and Krista are fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
And,
they're just- they're
you work
great
for
for-
them now, right?
I've worked for them for a couple years now. I run their daily operations
Yeah.
since they've kind of put their footing into their center too, which they're doing amazing things there.
I told him I need to get up there and check that place
Oh,
out too.
they've
It's
done-
not that's not a far drive for us to get
No.
up to that part of Pennsylvania. So
They've done such an incredible job there,
Yeah.
and they're always finding ways to give back in different ways.
Well,
Whether
that's-
it's sponsoring events or we just launched, like, we've done some charitable things, like we started raising money for Randy Peterson has a friend in need. We raised some funds there.
I saw that.
And then we just launched where every month we're gonna pick a cause. So right now we're building on Randy's fundraiser since we didn't quite reach where we wanted to go, but we're giving a ball away every $500 we raise through the month of September for him, and then October we'll do Striking Against Breast Cancer for Donna and all the good work she's doing down in Houston, and some other things along the line. So
Yeah, I
you
think I saw a post that Lee put out about Randy's fundraiser that
Yeah.
he's working on,
yeah.
which it's. I mean, Randy's a staple of the PBA and what he does. Like him or not like him, he's out there and he works hard and he's a pretty incredible guy.
And I mean, for decades,
Yeah.
he's contributed so much,
Yep.
and
Whether it's been out there bowling or back here on the mic.
yeah, and he had such a lofty goal, to raise money for this friend in need. Now, he couldn't explain too much, but he had a friend that was in some financial trouble with some health issues, and he wanted to do something big. I mean, a grand gesture, giving away his Hall of Fame plaque and his custom ring that he did, like, that said so much to us about how much this person meant to him, and we just did the giveaway for that, and so we got that sent out, and we just want to continue to build on that a little bit the rest of the month. But
That's
we're
awesome.
looking forward to partnering with other organizations. Like I said, Striking Against Breast Cancer, with October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and then we'll probably do BVL down the
Sure.
line too, and we'll hit those bowling companies for sure, and then maybe branch out, because my brother-in-law Zach has epilepsy, and so the Epilepsy Foundation has been a very big cause that EJ and I have been working to give back to over the past
Sure.
couple years too. Every ball that EJ's released, we've donated about $10,000 back to the Epilepsy Foundation. So, we feel like charity is the missing piece from bowling,
I agree.
and so any way we can incorporate that, we really, really try to.
And like Scott today, I mean, we talked about it with the small crowd, and we weren't going to have them come here and not bowl. We weren't going to come here and not watch people bowl on the strings. So we just put that, I mean, whatever came in, we paid you your lineage, and we gave the rest back. So they are all bowling for a little bit more, and
Sure.
we added some money to it just to make it fun, and
Yeah, sure.
even on a much smaller level than what you're talking about. But every little bit helps, and
100%.
we want to keep competitive bowling going at whatever level. And if we do this now, maybe we come back here in a couple of months, and people will watch this and say, let's go check them out.
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
And realize, hey, they did this for nothing today. They drove a couple 3 hours to come up and do this live stream, and maybe they'll follow us back up, and we can fill your building up for you one day.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love that. We're in this, I mean, obviously we just reopened after investing, but we're in this where we don't really want to say no. We want to welcome people in. We want to see what people have to say. The more exposure we give to this, maybe, as we were talking earlier, we can break down some of the preconceived notions of what string is, because they've done so much technological advances over the past couple years and what it looks like, that we can break some of those stereotypes of what people seem to think it is.
Well, I mean, every bowling's gone through a million different evolutions when it comes from bowling balls to oil conditions, lane conditions. I mean, it used to, back when you used to go watch your dad bowl, or I would go watch my dad bowl when I was young, and they all had their hard rubber ball or a plastic ball, and that was it. And the lane pattern was the same every time. There wasn't anything different. And now you can program your machine to run a different pattern on every lane. So, I mean, the evolution of that, the evolution of the bowling ball is getting better and better and better, and now we're here. And I was very skeptical. The only time I ever watched them was at one of these main event kind of places where they just have it for fun, and
Sure.
birthday parties and little kiddos going out to have fun. And you know what? That's important too. But watching these, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I really saw him, I think it was maybe the World Games. There was something down south. Sam Cooley won. So whatever that event was that he won.
Yeah.
It was on strings. And at that time, I was definitely not a fan.
No, I think I remember seeing some of the videos from that
Yeah.
event, and there was some crazy pin carry.
Crazy things. And so that was my preconceived notion. And then we went, like I said, we went and practiced on them. And I don't know if it's that. So the center, they just put them out. They'd been in a couple weeks. They were on wood lanes. I'm from St. Louis. Wood lanes are the jam there.
Well, you were talking to the owners from Gilmore that I work for.
Yeah.
And we still have wood lanes there. I mean, they're probably EJ's bowled there several times for the tournament that I have there once a year,
Sure.
big tournament. And he said they're probably the best wood lanes he's bowled on in the country.
Oh, yeah.
Which is saying an awful lot. So,
oh, sure.
But yeah, I'm very familiar. I like bowling on wood lanes.
Yeah, me too. So we went and tried the strings out for the first time on wood, and I went 300 out of the gate.
Nice.
So I was definitely sold.
Yeah, but you probably got a lot of grief for it because you're left-handed
Oh,
too,
of
right?
course,
I'm a
always.
lefty too, so
Always.
Oh, that's right.
you're not
Always
allowed to bowl a
grief.
good game.
No,
Yeah.
never.
There's a righty between two lefties. That's like a rose between two thorns.
Whatever.
I'm sticking with it.
How is the business with the league play here? Is it pretty strong?
It's pretty strong. Obviously, we're in a small town. We've got about a little over 300 league bowlers.
That's good.
Adult league bowlers, roughly 60 youth. And I think we're seeing a little bit more of our friends actually come down and join us in a few leagues. So I think our league numbers, we had some teams leave, not because of string. They just, for whatever reason, a league was too late
it
or
happens.
whatever. Maybe a team or two from string. And then we had enough balance it out, though, that came in and they wanted to join a league that I feel like it's a wash or maybe even a little bit of a gain.
Yeah.
And I think, when we did this renovation, it wasn't all about the strings. It was, we wanted to come in, because over the past 6 years, his parents, they did a lot of work in the back.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't all visible. And so our goal when we came in is we wanted to make some visible changes that could change the experience for not only our league bowlers but the recreational people too. So we did a free event where the community came in and they got to bowl for free, and obviously our snack bar and stuff was open. But
Sure.
we wanted people to see that this is a place that they can come and they can enjoy, and that it's cool. Like our age group comes in and they want to spend their time here on the weekends. Like we want to see more of that, and so.
Yeah.
We did the machines, but we also wanted to do some aesthetic things. That just made it kind of a place people wanted to spend their time when they're in Blufton, because we do have Fort Wayne just up the road, but we want to keep our local community here.
Sure.
And so a lot of big projects.
There's a gentleman watching right now on YouTube. His name's Theo Norton. He was one of the guys that did the install on these machines here.
Oh, nice.
His sister?
Sister.
Mary is one of our avid followers on YouTube, and
Oh,
she
I love
listens
it.
only because Scott throws bad dad jokes all the time, and she listens just to hear the dad jokes.
Don't
Love
just blame
that.
me.
Oh, it's you,
But I
Scott.
take credit. I mean,
Yes. Yesterday he popped one off, and I can't remember what it was, and my brother was watching and said, "Turn his mic off."
Oh, I took my cow for a walk through the vineyard.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Don't we call that color?
I-
Color commentary?
Yeah, I heard-
Something like that.
I heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah. But Mary got her brother to join our YouTube page, which is just BowlerHQ on YouTube. You can follow it. It's free. And Theo joined it. Mary says, "I love his dad
Thank
jokes."
you, Mary.
But Theo joined today just to watch for the string pins that
Oh,
he
I
helped
love
install here. So that's
Oh,
pretty
amazing.
neat. Yeah. So are you bowling any yourself?
No.
You're not.
A little bit. I have a couple tournaments slated for the rest of the year. Holiday doubles, I'll be back bowling that. I was having trip right around that time last year, so each and I will be back for that. I'm going to go bowl a trios event in October, and I've got a team event locked in for next year. But since I am the reigning Indiana Queens champion,
you have to
I
go back.
have to bowl.
Yeah.
Because, when you win, you get some expenses and you get an entry into the National Queen. So I have to at least build up the confidence to be able to compete there. And so once we get our footing here, with the boys traveling like they do, like a lot of weight is on me right now. And I also work full time, and I have a 9-month-old and dogs and all the things. And so life is crazy. And so, when I can get back on the lanes a little bit more, I would love to compete more, but it's just a matter of what that's going to look like.
There's always time for it eventually.
Eventually, that's the key word.
Yes.
So I've got my 2 leagues. Our ladies league, actually, we dropped to 4-man teams instead of 5. So I'm the 5th man just because responsibilities around here. So I'll sub there, and then I bowl on Wednesday nights. So
Nice.
getting a little bit in here and there. Keep my feet wet.
Yeah. Well, you have to a little bit. So we mentioned a little bit earlier with BowlerX. What's it like working for BowlerX, working for Lee and Krista and the crew?
They're the best.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the best. I started off small. I started with just some basic social media stuff for them early, 2019-ish. And, we kind of built up some plans there. I showed them kind of what, social media can help their business do. And then that kind of led into me becoming their first full-time employee that wasn't Krista's son.
Yeah.
And so then we've kind of built from there. So now we have 3 full-timers, and we work really well together. One is Michelle Russell, Ronnie Russell's wife, and another lady, Heather, out of Arizona. And so we've kind of built this really great team. And Lee and Krista, they took over their center that the actual BowlerX Pro Shop is in.
Yeah.
So they kind of let go of the reins a little. It's Lee's baby. So they're both still pretty involved, but gosh, they're just amazing people to work for. Like
Well,
we said earlier, they just do so much for the sport in so many ways that they're just great to be a part of what they're doing.
I've mentioned before that there's a few people in the bowling world that I've always looked up to. Dave Wadka is one that's always a guy that he's one of the hardest working guys in the business, and Lee Sant's right up there with what he does. And I mean, there's a few, but he's right up there, especially meeting him. And I mean, he just talks to you just like, I mean, when he first met me, he talked like we were best friends and picking my brain about different things. And I mean, he makes you feel like you're part of the team all the time.
Yeah.
And he does a lot for, I mean, he sponsors the Ohio Masters for us every year now, basically through bowling balls. And I
Sure.
raffle them off like a million bowling balls to raffle off online or at the bowling center or wherever. But he doesn't have to do that. He does that because he wants to help bowling and he wants to see it grow. And he's just a first-class individual.
Yeah, and their brand, like the brand's tagline is "For the love of bowling," and it's one of my favorite things ever because there is not a better phrase that like encapsulates like what they do and who they are. Like you said, it's for the love, for the betterment of bowling and most of the decisions they make. And, it's great to be a part of. I'm very lucky to be a part of it. I'm lucky that they trust me with their baby.
Yes. Well, I mean, that means as much to me. That's my background photo for our tournament page.
I love it.
Just because, I mean, that has to be there. And he's just that guy. So BowlerHQ.com, folks. Check it out.
Cindy, unfortunately, we did not set up a camera on the scores today. But for a non-compensated endorsement, you can hop over to Lane Talk and search for Easy Bowl in Blufton, Indiana. And you can see all the scores there.
Another non-compensated endorsement.
Yes, non-compensated endorsement. We like doing those.
We did one earlier for Scooter's Coffee, too. So. I think EJ said you guys have a league this evening.
We do.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's a couple teams that get together, a couple families that bowl. Good people. They're actually, some of them are. We owned a bowling alley in the next town over in Huntington prior to this one.
Okay.
And actually, some of the bowlers that bowl in the league tonight they came over when we took the center over, and they're in that league. So we have a league pretty much every night, one if not two.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How's open play in this area? I mean,
it's okay. I think, with us being closed for 2 months, trying to recreate the customer experience for some people, we're working on it. Yesterday was a great day. We had a couple birthday parties in here, some open play, then transitioned into league, and it was a pretty good night. But I think, we're still getting our footing of being open. The weather's still nice.
yeah.
So-
it's you're still fighting the weather. I mean, once the clocks change and right after Halloween, and the weather starts breaking, it just the floodgates open for open play all of a sudden.
Oh, definitely. And I think, too, we have plans very soon to bring back glow bowling here. And I think that's going to help some traction on the weekend nights. But, yeah, I think, we're looking forward to seeing what open play looks like in the days, weeks, months ahead, just with people coming in here. Hopefully they're telling their friends about the experience they had here. With the new scoring, we have so many fun games and stuff that you can play.
Yep.
That are for all ages, and especially the kiddos that have short attention spans. You have these
What?
quick you have these quick 5-frame games that you can play,
Yep.
and so I think it just kind of changes the game for the open play experience. But we're
Five-frame
looking
games.
forward to it.
I could average 100.
No, you couldn't.
What's your average? 100. 5 frames.
Even for the advanced bowler, we can come in here and we can set up pins and practice specific leaves, to improve your game. Like, we have the capability to do that now, which is my favorite, actually my number one favorite feature about the new scoring and everything is that I can sit there and practice the things I need to work on.
Are there any high schools that bowl out of here?
We have a couple high schools, yeah.
So I can see that being a great feature for high school coaching.
100%. Especially, I mean, they practice 2 days a week here, and you could definitely carve out the time to practice those things and learn different skills. I mean, like I said earlier, Kayla bowled in college. I also bowled in college, so we have some different like training tools that we use in our designated colleges that we could relay to the high school program too. Like, hey, why don't you guys try this? When I was at Vanderbilt, we put up the back row.
Yeah.
And you had to hit each one respectively without hitting any other. So you'd have to go forward and back like 5 times, or you have to start over.
And you can do that here now.
You can do it
That's
here.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That would make like a great league jackpot. Draw a leave out. Put a bunch of random leaves in there, and you draw it.
Instead of having to knock over 6 to win a jackpot, you get a random draw of whatever leave, and you have to make it.
That's kind of fun.
I mean,
I
how
like that,
How
actually.
often would you shoot like the 4 and the 1, 4, 9 or something?
Yeah, you just put cards 1 through 10 on there, have them draw 3 cards, and that's the spare you
maybe
put up.
we'll.
That's what you got to shoot.
Maybe we'll work that into our New Year's because we.
That would be fun.
I just royalties on that.
Oh, you got it. We do a fun like New Year's thing here, and it revolved around colored pins, which we cannot do anymore because the pins are on strings.
Spray paint.
You have the same
It would
color
be
every
It would be
time.
the same color every time.
That's right.
They don't move.
Kayla had
So-
257. Just
Awesome stuff. You go, girl.
Travis in front of us is going 279.
Let's go. Travis works for us.
Does he?
Not for Easy Bowl, but he works for our RT shop.
Okay.
Yep, he runs our shop at All Star for us.
Josh Hall's 240 over on 15 and 16.
See, you can score.
Yeah.
Boss man, it's up to you. But anytime EJ and Natalie open up the doors, we come do this once a quarter.
Anytime they have room for us, we'll come up and do this.
We can always make it work.
And I think each time we come here, we can. I mean, there's a couple guys on here that live in our area that said next time we're here, they're coming.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, we want to endorse competitive bowling in any way we can.
Well, it's just it's giving the strings the exposure that they need to show that they're not the recreational, the carnival games.
Yeah, we're seeing that on the professional level. We've got a couple of regionals lined up coming up. Like ours, we kick one off at the first weekend in October, and we've got some pretty big names that are coming to bowl with us. And
Is that EJ Tackett guy going to be here?
He might.
Might.
He'll be here. Kyle Troop is going to come up.
I'm actually doing a big event with Kyle Thanksgiving weekend down in
awesome.
Louisville, so maybe we'll have to come up and. What are we doing that weekend? Where are we going to be?
I don't know. I can look.
Did I schedule too much already?
Probably.
EJ and I have a family calendar for that reason alone, just because we're all over the place.
I have it scheduled all the way through the middle of December already.
We
Wild.
are in Coshocton
We can't miss that.
on Sunday, but
And
we're not doing
regional-
anything Saturday.
The
Pro-Am.
regionals Friday, Saturday.
Pro-Am Friday night. Tournament starts Saturday. Pro-Am, we actually provide dinner. Yergie's Barbecue down the street. They feed everybody at the Pro-Am, and
We saw their food
Is it good
truck.
stuff?
delicious.
Yeah.
Now their hours, their weekend hours, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But anytime EJ's in town, we go there on Thursday night. It's a non-negotiable. We actually worked with them to use their classic barbecue sauce on our barbecue chicken pizza here.
Awesome.
So we've got a really good relationship with the owner over
Nice.
there, but delicious food.
We like barbecue joints, don't we, Scott?
We do
Same.
like doing our own also.
Yeah, he's
Firing a smoker up.
got a giant smoker grill on his back, and
It's not really
he-
giant.
well, it makes giant food.
It does. It's the size of a mini fridge.
He always ends up cooking too much, and then I get the leftovers brought to
Oh,
work.
Darn, that
never.
stinks for you, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Simon's dad joining us, 19 and 20.
go get the scores for Game 3 here in just a moment. We've had 4 different winners so far, paying first and second each game.
Okay.
So Game 1, there was Brandon Keppel and Jeremy Green. First and second, Evan Jens, Brendan Salo in Game 2. Of course, Evan with the 300. And I think we had 2 different winners this game. So spread the
good
money around to
stuff.
everybody.
There we go.
Brendan had 245.
Game 2.
You keep talking. You're doing a great job.
I'm actually going to go print the scores.
I was going to do that. You keep talking.
All right.
You're doing a great job.
Scott's amazing to work with.
Seems like
He's
it.
great.
It seems like it.
That was his idea. He does this basically on the side. He's a fire chief.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then he works part-time at the bowling center, and then he does this on the weekends with
Sure.
me. Don does not think he's such a great guy.
No.
He's always kidding around with her. He gives her such a lot of grief. But you'd think they were married the way that they go back and forth at each other. It's funny. But yeah, he's good people. I still, like I said, I wish we could have had a few more people here, but each time, like I said, if we can, I don't know if I can work with you and try to set it
Sure,
up, or if I
absolutely.
get with EJ, I've got both of your numbers, so.
Yeah, really, and most weekends are good, especially Sundays. I mean, they're in the colder months, so it might get a little busier in here for open play, but we have every month. EJ's dad actually hosts a little classic tournament, and that's the last Sunday of every month. So that's really our only conflict of interest is the last Sunday of every month. But yeah, like I said, we would love to have more events in here. Gets
Well,
more exposure on the strings, like we've been saying this whole time, and it provides a little different of an experience. And we're just so grateful for people like yourself and a few others of our friends that host tournaments around that say, hey, we want to support you in what you're doing there. We want to check these out for ourselves, and we want to help you get exposure to this. And it means a lot to us to have you guys reach out. and
Yeah,
wanna
that was the whole
host.
idea of coming here. We wanted to see the place and also to give you guys some exposure.
Sure.
And it certainly can't help or can't hurt. I mean,
Correct, yeah.
so we did have a repeat second place winner. Jeremy Green was second that game because with his handicap got him to 264 and snuck around Kayla.
Aww.
Travis, what's Travis's last name?
Raleigh.
Travis Raleigh was our leader that game. He
Awesome
does get
stuff.
1 pin handicap, so he had 280 with his handicap.
One pin.
So 5 different winners out of 6 potential.
Not bad. I really kind of like this take on the format. I think it's fun.
Yeah, we can do that. We decided we're gonna add another $50 to the highest 4-game series today too, just to add it in. Scott's feeling nice today.
Who's our
I guess.
front runner?
Well,
hold on.
He's gonna go
Oopsie.
make himself at home and go print some more scores out. This is Cubic. Is it the BES or is it the
BEX.
X?
Yeah.
Okay, let's step up from that because the one center I was at, they had the BES with all the different games, and I know it stepped up from
Yeah.
there. So yeah, there's the games are actually really cool. It's just a matter of taking the time to learn them yourself.
Oh, definitely.
So you can explain them to people when
Oh, yeah.
they're in here.
When we reopened, we did we hired a bunch of people, but even our people that returned, if they were working the front counter, I said, all right, you're here for 2 hours. You're on a lane. I want you to go through all the features, pick out your favorite game. That way the experience is customized depending on who's at the front counter. I have my personal faves. I won't tell you what they are until you've experienced it yourself, is what
Yeah.
I told them all. And so now we have conversation pieces when groups come in. And, especially because it's new. And if they haven't been here since we've renovated, I always tell everybody, it's super easy to get to, right side of the screen. Choose your experience, play around in there, find what you like. Let me know if you have a favorite. I'd love to hear it. There's lots of really, really cool stuff. The monster game is my favorite.
Yeah, the monster game is actually pretty cool. You build the monster? Is
Yeah,
that what
it's 5 shots, and you build a monster based on what you knock down. I think in October we're actually going to host a contest here where I'll build a monster, and then if you can match
You
it
have to
a
match it.
T,
Yep.
like we
Did the
get
same
some
thing
kind of prize or
Yeah.
reward for October for Halloween. So
You could charge, whatever, a couple bucks, $5, whatever, to play the game.
Yeah.
And take your lineage, put the rest of it towards jackpot. Whoever can match it.
Oh yeah,
wins
could do that.
jackpot.
Not a bad idea too.
We got royalties on that too.
Yep.
Okay, let's make a list.
We'll send it with in certified mail.
Okay, great.
So Jeremy Green is our current leader through 3. With his handicap, he's at 757. Evan Jens, with the who had the 300, is at 746. Kayla Crawford is in third with 729.
Let's go.
So it's still anyone's game for the. And Kayla's got the front 3, so she could sneak around and get her 50 back.
Let's go, girl.
Well, half 10 down there for Kayla.
Because I said she had the front 3.
Probably Mr. Black Cloud.
Black Cloud.
Ooh.
There we go. Kaylee making the 5-7. Is that Tripp's designated bar spot? Or I'm sorry, counter spot at the end of the counter?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that when I walked in. I thought, how cute is that?
That's where he snacks.
That's his spot.
Designated spot.
Changing station or little bassinet or whatever in the men's bathroom for him.
Yep, we have one in each.
Yeah.
Oh, that might have been a free 4-pin right there.
Which is crazy because I feel the more we've bowled on these, like the 4 and 6, you see them. I feel you see them more frequently than you normally would. Not necessarily like a 4-9 or a 6-8, like the 4 or the 6. You see them a little bit more frequently.
I told Scott, generally at the end of these, we have generally one clear-cut champion, and we get one picture with them. I take a picture with the champion, post it, congratulations. I think today I would like to get a picture with all of us out there.
Oh, definitely.
Everybody that
Yeah.
bowled today,
Would
the
love
3 of
that.
us, and have one of the employees get a picture of all of us out
Yeah,
there.
I'd love that.
I'll take it.
No,
Get
you
it
just
on the
don't like
employee.
being in pictures, do you?
Correct.
Yeah.
I am not.
Another one. We got a 5-10. Woohoo.
Nice.
Not photogenic.
Not photogenic. You
Not-
take good pictures, though.
Well, I take good pictures, but I'm not in. I ruin the picture when I'm in it.
I still think the best one is
He'll break the camera, apparently.
We don't listen to her.
the picture that we're going to post after you fix it of the
Work
bowler's
on it.
journal in there. I showed her what it is.
Yeah, that's great.
He's changing the name.
That's great.
I'll make sure I'll tag both of you once we get it done, because that's going to have to be my new profile picture on my
I think
regular
it's-
Facebook.
I mean, your
fantastic.
placement in the picture
It's
is
just
perfect.
right.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
It's almost like it was planned.
You know.
Oh. So I think what would be interesting is kind of looking at next year, kind of this is your first year with everything and establishing league averages on strings and this and that and the other, and then
Ooh.
kind of see what happens starting at the beginning of next season as the pins have been broken in and, they're pins. You'll probably know before then, but see how things are mid-season, with the 1, 2, 3 breaking in.
Yeah, definitely. And it's actually kind of unique, too. So, obviously, the head pin, it stays the head pin. So there's going to be wear and tear to that same pin because it's the one in front. It actually will indicate in the back when it's time to rotate.
I was just going to ask,
That
when
was-
is the rotation
Yeah,
time for that pin?
it'll indicate it for you, which is pretty. Oh, there we got a tangle. Let's see if it gets itself.
So not only do you have to rotate the tires on your car now, you have to rotate your pins.
A little bit different of maintenance.
Yeah, a little bit. Just be able to untie a knot and retie a knot.
You can hire Boy Scouts.
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Oops.
That was the 4-pin, I think, wasn't it? Or was it the set? Well, we'll see, because it's going to set it back up in its original position, correct? So we were just talking about that before you joined us with some of the differences. Now, normally, if that was free fall, the machine would have stopped, more than likely, and he would have had to shoot that 7 where
Correct.
it was.
Yep.
Now with the strings, it automatically puts it back at its original position.
Yep. And back to like the spotting too. You know, we've had a couple lanes that have characteristically been off spot over the years. And for the most part, you don't really see that anymore. You know, they're coming down in pretty much the same place every time. So you're getting better racks more consistently, which is nice.
So obviously, if say something is off spot or whatever, I assume there's a re-rack button on the
There
tablet.
is, yeah. You can respot.
Respot.
Yep.
I've really been a big fan of strings, and I've got a couple friends that just look at me like, you know, you're crazy, and they send me all these YouTube videos and Facebook videos
Of the one hit.
Yeah, of that one time.
Yeah.
It's like, see, and again, watching for 3 games now, 3.5 games. You see a little bit of a difference, but I don't think it's enough of a difference to actually be a hater.
You know, I feel EJ and I both, we won't even entertain conversations if you haven't got on the lanes and actually tried this version of the strings. We won't even entertain it. And we're very fortunate. I made a post a while back when we were getting ready to reopen, like, you know, people can chatter all they want online, but our community here in Blufton is very, very supportive of the decisions we're making. They know it's for the betterment of this facility. It keeps bowling here. They're behind us. I would say 99% of them are behind the decisions we're making. And so at the end of the day, that's our clientele.
And that's awesome to have that support of the community.
Yeah.
Because you need that. I mean,
absolutely.
If they're not coming through the door, you know, Easy Bowl doesn't stay open.
Correct. Yeah, and luckily too, some of those league bowlers that are behind us, they actually go to bat for us too out in public when people have conversations about it. Like, they go to bat for us too. So we've got a really good community of people that are behind what we're doing.
But I totally agree in your stance on it. You know, don't form an opinion unless you've tried it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and have this conversation. I'm not going to argue with you, you know, unless you can tell me that you've done it.
Right.
And you have valid facts. You have facts of something that's happened. I mean, again, the few things that we've seen here, like, you know, we just saw the 7 slide over, respotted. We saw a free fall on the 4 potentially. You know, it's no different than, you know, you get that crazy carry or that crazy pinfall, you know, the 4 falling into the 2, falling into the head pin, you know, you get that strike. To me, I think strings have their advantages and their benefit hits. Free fall has the benefit hits.
I mean, we saw Gene Perez, the youth yesterday in the title match, missed the head pin left, and a pin just rolled around on the pin deck and hit the 3 pin into the head pin for a strike in a crucial part of the match.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
It could happen.
at the TOC this year with Marshall and EJ.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've re-shared that in this whole like debate of strings because, hello, they still happen. And I mean, even here, okay? So we saw Brian potentially get the 4 out, but he also just 8-pinned on the left lane.
He sure did the very next shot.
Give and take.
Yep.
Give and take, it's still there. Again,
Yeah.
it just looks a little differently. Ooh, we got a couple tangles. Let's see what we got going on here.
They're all dancing.
I told Mike and who's working at the counter, he's a great youth bowler in Indiana, and I said, well, this puts a new perspective on Grandma's teeth.
Yeah.
Well, no, they already have the floss.
Good Lord, Scott.
Uh-oh, here we go.
And just, I mean, looking at the scores, I mean, you don't see that from Jalen Mosley all the time.
16 fixed itself. That's what I like to see. What's Jalen doing? Not having
No,
a great
he had a
day?
bad game.
Oh.
Struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and easy bowl is not characteristically an easy house to begin with.
Yeah.
It is known for that.
The logo's great, though. The logo of Easy Bowl with EJ and Zach.
When we took over the center, when his parents took over the center, I reached out to Dan Wilbur from Motive. He's very good at that stuff.
Yeah.
And he said, "Can you help me?" So
See,
he
I was-
created that for us.
I was hoping you guys had like T-shirts or a sweatshirt or something you sold
We're
here.
working on it.
Because I would have bought one today.
Dang it.
Only today, though, right?
Just today.
Right.
Actually, when they're done, you'll just have to let me know. I'll see it on social media.
You can
And
work
I will
with
have
that.
to get one mailed.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do. 'Cause some of employee ones I still need to order. We were still solidifying who our employees were going to be for the year, but we're going to do one for the bowling alley, I think, and then we named our little bar area after their papaw that passed away.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
got a
called-
picture of that.
It's Papaw's Pub, and I had Sam, amazing caricature artist, do it for me.
Sam.
Villarreal.
Yeah. I've got a caricature of myself that he did
He's
for
incredible.
a friend of mine had it made for me.
He's absolutely incredible, and he was the first person I thought of. I said, "Can you do this? There's a couple key things that need to be in the picture," and he just nailed it. Like he sent it to me at like 7 a.m. one morning, and I'm like, the last thing I need to be crying at 7 a.m. when I just opened my eyes. But incredible. So I think we're gonna make a T-shirt out of that too.
That'd be awesome.
Have like a little small logo on the chest, but
I think that's on
in the
YouTube
works.
channel.
We have rosin bags. That's what we have. For
I
now.
saw those in there.
The shop is very nice.
It just got converted over there. Actually, where the bar sits now is where the shop was,
Okay. So
And,
the shop used to be
by the front door.
the small room. Okay.
Yes, and we flip-flopped them to give the shop a little more space. The bar is a newer development since the in-laws took it over a few years ago, so there's still a lot of people in our community that don't know we have one. So I think that's going to help knowing that it's right when you walk in the door, too. And then we have that nod to their papaw, too, right when they walk in. I have his Nationals jersey that's going to get framed on the wall there, his Mechanic of the Year award.
Oh, nice.
His Hall of Fame for the Blufton Association, that sort of stuff. So still a couple little tweaks. We just wanted to get our feet on the ground, make sure everything's running properly, leagues are going good, and then I have some more aesthetic things on my plate.
Just you keep adding. I mean, you eat an elephant one bite at a time.
Right?
You know.
Yeah, and we still have big plans for continued renovations over the next couple years too, So
So I'm guessing it was originally in a 16-lane center, perhaps.
Yeah, I believe
and
it
then
was, yeah.
These last 6 were added.
Mhm.
That's just kind of what it looked like walking in the back. But no, this place is great. You all have done an amazing job.
So that's the one he did of me.
I love it.
But
I
that
love
was-
the thumbs up.
Yeah. But that was. Scott tells me I have to get a new one made since I've lost about 130 pounds since that picture.
He had to do that with some of the BowlerHQ staff pictures because they're all a couple years old, and we're all in that stage where we're still changing so much.
Yeah.
So we all have new ones this year. But
But yeah, Collier Pavey, one of the other, he's tournament director in Cincinnati. He's actually the association manager now. He had that done for me.
I love it.
Which is pretty neat.
oh, hold on a second. Where's Travis in the standings?
He's got to be making a run here, isn't he? Well, he was 5th.
He was 5th. He's going 279 here.
He was 60 out of the off the lead. So he'd have to go through 4 people. He's going to go around Evan. I can't see what Kayla had. Kayla had 2 something though.
Uh-oh. Heard a foul light. See a red buzzer.
trying to see what her score is down there.
235.
Nicely done.
Using technology.
So that's he can go around her by. He's going to go around her. Brendan can go 226 still. He's going to go. And the other guy was Jeremy, 193. He might have just leapfrogged 4 people to take the lead.
So funny because he bowled his first game. And he wasn't comfortable yet. I said, "Oh, this format is good for that.
Yeah.
You got a little practice game in, and now you can." And that's what I like about this format is like one game does, especially in a 4-game or 3-game or whatever you do, it doesn't dictate the rest of the tournament for
we
you.
may have to do this
I was
just
just
as
gonna
another tournament, just to kind of switch things up from our normal sweeper and do a 4 or
love
5
that.
game jackpot.
Yeah, I
kind of
love
thing.
it.
We may have just created another format.
Yep.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
Oh, no kidding. Long story there, but no, I think that has to happen because this works.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, like
Goes quick.
Yeah, it does. And like I said, the Midnight Bowler Society event in St. Louis is ran by a friend of mine that I've known for a long time, and that's their format. It's a jackpot. I mean, it's $1,000 entry, but I mean,
Yeah,
I've
seen that what that is before, and I thought $1,000 entry. Those guys are insane.
and it
But-
was on. You got 2 balls on an impossible condition.
Yeah.
But I think I like the idea of the format. It's a good good change of pace. And then you guys are still rewarding the person that knocks the most pins down too. I'm really a fan of it actually.
Well, I'm a fan of Easy Bowl.
Oh well, thanks.
Oh no, you're welcome. It's
Yeah, we'll be back as long as you'll have us, and like I said, each time we come back, we'll try to bring some more folks with us, and I'm sure you guys will help.
Yeah,
now that your
definitely.
leagues are getting started, it'll be easier to kind of help promote it that way.
Oh, definitely. We got,
you said easy.
Oh my goodness!
Hey, we got
Are we
two and
done
a-
yet?
We got a 2.5 hour ride home.
Yeah, we got to listen to it all the way, and we can't even turn the Bengals game on to tune it out
this
because
is-
they don't play till 4:30.
Oh, till
So
later.
is this Colts territory, Lions
it is.
territory?
It is. I don't want to say we're a house divided. My dad is from the Detroit area. Well, he's a military kid, but we're Detroit fans in our household. But I also have to be a Colts fan, so
You don't have to be.
I went to Vanderbilt, so I met a lot of players that went on to play professional sports, and so when I first got into NFL, it was following people that I knew
Yeah.
that I went to school with, and so I didn't really have a specific team. I followed players, and then I just kind of leaned back into when Golden Tate went to Detroit.
Yes.
Then I picked my team. Then like I'm a Lions fan. I went to school with Golden's brother Wes, and so that's how I got that affiliation. And
Well,
my
that's
dad's a Lions fan,
That's
so it was
my
a
NFC
perfect.
team of choice, and last year and this year they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. We're like ready to wear apparel now,
Yeah.
you know.
Not afraid to wear it out on the street.
But I talked about getting Tripp some Lions gear, and he's just like, well, you got to get the Colts too. Okay. Sure.
I'm going to go grab the.
You keep talking. I got him.
Oh my goodness, Scott! We have to
He's
get.
like, I'm out of here.
You got to get the money from in there too.
I know.
All right, and then the extra is in my bag. He just wants to keep running away.
He's trying to just save you some one-liners.
He'll use them all up on the way home, I promise. I brought my pillow with me just in case I decide to fall asleep on the way home.
Uh-oh.
It was a
runaway
long,
ball.
it was a long day yesterday. Columbus, and then one of our employees was not feeling very well, so I went to work last night when we got back from Columbus, and got home about 2 a.m. And then my alarm was set for 5:45 this morning.
Oof.
So a couple of 2.5 hours sleep, and I didn't fall asleep all the way here. I was kind of shocked I didn't fall asleep then, but
I'm
I
sure.
might on the way home.
Yeah, hopefully, we can get you guys back in here. We can pull some of our friends from Fort Wayne. We can bring in some of the classic tournament, is Ed's tournament name. Some of them, more of them, and now that we're back up and running and leagues are going, and we can really, really push the events that are coming in here. And our website is currently under construction. It's getting revamped, so when I can add that stuff there too, it's all in a good place.
It would be, Jeremy edged out Travis for finals by 3 pins. Kayla got within 10. Just right here.
It's a good little battle there at the end.
Yep. We, and what we can do is I could probably get a bowling ball or two, and we can raffle those off and add some money to the prize fund and kind of
I'm sure
kick up the prize fund a little bit.
We can do that too. I'm sure we can get some stuff.
Yep,
definitely.
I mean, and we'll really do it up right for the next one and get some folks to come. And I know I can't think of his name. The gentleman in Fort Wayne that's got his event today.
Ooh, good question. It could be Andy.
Andy
Yeah.
Kaiser.
Yep.
I'll make sure that I work with Andy and Brian Regan gets around this area some and make sure that we're not on the same time,
Oh yeah,
same
for
day.
Sure. Yeah.
And when we come back here, and we can maybe pull a little Fort Wayne down into
It's
us too.
Probably the hardest part is trying to coordinate with everybody
You
that's
have
hosting.
no idea.
Yeah.
It is so hard
Yeah.
anymore. There's
Yeah.
so many tournaments, and it's hard to do.
Yeah.
So I think we can probably shut down the stream. What do you think? Get some pictures. You got some Mike and Ike, Scott? Yeah. Thank you very much for sitting in with us today.
Sure, it was fun.
And we're going to hand out some money and get a picture of the group.
That sounds
and,
good.
And head back south.
All right.
Thank you very much for the hospitality and sitting in with us. It was great.
Thanks for coming up and for thinking about us to host an event. I mean, we love it.
Yep, and again, we'll work together and get something set up for another time. Get a couple
Definitely.
bowling balls to raffle and add some money to the prize fund and make it a good one.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And try to schedule when EJ's going to be here too.
Hardest thing to do.
Yeah. Is that as hard as not setting on another tournament?
I don't know. He has no available weekends the rest of the year, and it's been that way since April.
Yeah. Well,
Weekends are hard.
it's hard to be the best bowler in the world, I guess.
It just sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that.
No. Well, I don't know. When I get that picture put out there,
Then you will be.
I will for that moment.
Here
on
it comes.
All right. Well, again, thank you very much, Natalie, for being part of the live stream and having us into your center. It's fantastic in here.
Thank you.
Pleasantly surprised with what we saw with the pinfall. And everybody, like she said earlier, don't discount it until you try it. They fall pretty well. They sound like pins. It's a little quieter because the pins aren't
definitely.
loud, or the machines aren't loud.
Right.
But yeah, very cool. And we'll be back out here sometime very soon, I'm sure. So,
Sounds great.
Don't forget, folks, nothing tonight, but join us next Sunday, Victory Lanes in Springfield, Ohio.
meow.
5 o'clock check-in, 6 o'clock bowling starts. We will be back with the live stream later on that evening. Thanks for joining us today. We greatly appreciate it, as always.
All right.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye-bye.